Anders Mankert was voted UK's #1 golf coach, and I was mind blown when I was lucky enough to take a lesson from him.
I love it.
Oh my God. I'm not getting too excited, but that just felt like I don't want to say I could do it all day, but it felt like I could do it all day.
Our low point with a 6 iron is going to be just under 3 inches in front of the ball there.
Yeah.
When you talk about swing playing, it's made ever so complicated. But I really feel if we improve this aspect and manipulate your form slightly, you could change it completely.
Okay.
Completely.
Anders showed how easy this is to implement for any level of golfer.
This here has had an effect on your swing playing here.
Yeah.
Which is then having an effect on this when you're hitting it. If these guys hit their worst shot, the outcome's completely different. Put it this way, I can't see a reason why you would want to go back to doing that.
And gave me some drills to take straight out on the course and work on at the range.
Your amount of in to out fluctuates depending on 2 factors. If we look at swing plane, if you take this as a neutral swing plane, Alex, where the bottom of that arc is relatively neutral there.
Yeah.
If your swing were horizontal at the top, that we would generally consider that to be neutral.
Yeah.
If we're short of that parallel, but still on the same plane,
Yeah.
where does the shaft point?
Sort of down here.
Yeah, so the head of it is pointing where?
To the left.
To the left. And the shorter I get, the more left that looks.
Yeah.
It's still on the same swing plane as this one pointing down the line. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Now, if you're short of parallel,
Yeah.
which you are, which is great, you would expect that shaft to point left, wouldn't you?
Yeah, and I know what you're going to go with there.
And if it's pointing right, even if it's slightly right,
Yeah.
that swing plane is way off now. So even though this only looks a little bit across the line, it isn't. It's a lot across the line because it's short.
You're right, so to make that clear, because I swing it shorter, it looks better than what it is.
Correct.
And as I go to longer clubs, that's when it goes
This is
a
why I
little
was
bit worse.
excited about seeing the driver in a bit, because if that is longer with the driver, it will be more noticeable.
Yeah, it definitely
But
is.
for a 6 iron swing, this looks subtly wrong, but actually when you look at it in that context, it's a long way wrong.
So to paint a picture for everybody, like I'm stood here and I'm like this.
Yes,
at the top of the
but
backswing.
short of it, so
Yeah.
it doesn't look so bad.
Yeah.
Now, the influence it has, it's turned your swing plane here, which means now you have one of 2 options. You either start to bring the club over, come over the top of it, which is what most of the club golfers will do from the same position, whereas a good player, as a rule, will tend to get stuck here a little bit more and now has to manipulate the hands, which is fine on a driving range because your timing's good, you hit another one. Under pressure, at open qualifying, it might not stack up any longer.
And that's when I might get that pull, or I get that one that goes, we had one here that literally went 20 yards, went 180 compared to like a 160 sort of shot.
Long and left.
Yeah.
And it's a lost ball.
Yeah.
But you only have to have one of those. And the problem is on a perfectly flat surface with a basket full of balls, it doesn't rear its head because you get your timing right.
Yeah.
But it's fundamentally a problem.
Okay.
So that's something I really want to get stuck into today.
Okay.
But also, and this is just as relevant actually, if we look at the lowest point of your swing, and I think this is going to be a big thing come our iron play as well as our wedge play.
Yeah.
Is if your low point is constant.
Yeah.
And I mean constant.
I'm guessing mine isn't. This is why we're going down this route.
If you take this, our low point with a 6 iron is going to be just under 3 inches in front of the ball there.
Yeah.
In an ideal scenario. So if you were neutral at the bottom here, Alex, you would have a very, very slight in to out swing path. Agreed?
Yeah.
If the low point varies from here to there, what's it going to do to your in to outness?
Well, it's going to either take it less or it's going to make it more.
Correct.
Yeah.
So your low point control is very important.
So does that explain when I feel like, for example, that left one, that big pull that comes up, my low point goes so far ahead of the golf ball, which then gets me less into out, more, let's say, square into square. And if I get my face slightly closed, boom,
it's
see you later.
long and left.
Yeah.
We had one earlier.
We did.
So how I would see this is the first job would be to work a little bit on our position at the top.
Okay.
We will come to that quite a bit more when we come to drive.
Okay.
But secondly, it's controlling our low point, which will tie into iron play and then wedges a lot.
Yes.
Which is going to mean, and I'm going to show you a brilliant exercise for this in a minute, of getting how to get your hands in a strong position here at impact. Your low point's going to be controlled by where your sternum is.
Yeah.
And your hands in relation to it.
Yeah.
Now, do you know where your sternum normally finds itself?
I would say for me, I sometimes feel like I'm a little bit back and behind it.
100%.
Yeah.
But if you're here, that's your secondary move. So when we change this,
Yeah.
it will allow you to change this. I don't think you'll change your sternum at impact until you've changed this.
And would you say for a lot of golfers, like a lot of people want to work on their downswing almost
Yep.
as the route to getting better, but actually you're saying to me right now, there's no point looking at downswing. That might change as a result of being in a better
100%.
position at the top.
Couldn't agree more. If we change the top,
Yeah.
you have the opportunity to change your down.
Yeah.
But I think your move in the down is directly linked to where you are. So I think we change this at the top. I think all of a sudden you're going to be able to cover the ball better. It's going to improve your iron play and your wedge play, for sure.
Because I know for my wedges, like going sort of, I'm painting a picture here for everybody, like you've seen me, my distance control is, I'm very much like, how can I say it? Flippant. One day
Yeah.
I'll be like, oh my God, my distance control is great. And the next I'm hitting long left.
Yeah.
Now, long left with a wedge still will probably hit the green, but when you're trying to compete with people at open qualifying, they're hitting a wedge when you're 70 yards away inside 15 feet.
Yeah.
If I'm hitting it to 25, 40 feet, then I'm almost giving a shot away.
This is going to be almost completely about your low point control though.
Okay.
And it's exciting
Yeah.
to get stuck into, and I really want to change your sternum
Okay.
position and hand position. But first, we're going to just move that top position, and then you're going to feel like you're really covering it.
Okay, so
Okay?
let's get into this backswing to start with then.
So, I want to show you first your swing.
Yeah,
here.
of course. And this is really interesting, everybody. So we're going to look at, in this video, very much that the backswing, and then this is really interesting to where we are now. So you'll have some before and afters within this video. I feel like I'm in the hot seat right here.
So, I want to show you two aspects of this. One is going to be relating to what your legs do, so from the ground up.
Yeah.
The other part's going to be to do with what your forearms do.
Okay.
Okay. So I want to show you from here first. So there's the top of the backswing. You look at it today, say we're just short of parallel. It's a lovely position.
Yeah.
But as we just discussed, that's not really where we want to see ourselves.
I almost fake it to make it look better.
Yeah. And it's because it's short of the parallel. It does look better,
Yeah.
but it's off plane here.
Yeah.
Now I want to show you two aspects of this. I want to show you from the ground up what your legs do.
Okay.
It's going to feel physical, this. So
Oh, God.
because you're fit and you're flexible, this is an easy position to get into. We need to actually, in this instance, restrict you a little bit.
Okay.
It's going to create more coil, more torque, but it's physical.
Okay.
So you're going to feel it.
Okay.
But it's be good for you, and it will shorten things perhaps a tiny bit. But the second part is going to be how you rotate your forearms, how you work your forearms.
In the backswing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to introduce a slightly different way of moving your forearms to change
Interesting.
where you end up at the top, but we're starting from the ground up.
Because a lot of things online you see about how the right arm works, I mean how the left arm, and a lot of people will do some research because they think it's like the key to a better downswing, but they will mainly look at it on how it works in the downswing. We're saying right now we need to improve how it's working in the backswing.
It's a bit like this, Alex. When you talk about swing playing, it's made ever so complicated.
Yeah.
It's made ever so difficult and tricky. It really isn't. It's a bit like this. If your golf club was vertical,
Yeah.
what would your swing plane be?
Straight back, straight through.
Absolutely. It would be like a pendulum.
Yeah.
If you had a swing plane with a vertical golf club that went that way,
Yeah.
what would you need to do?
You've got two options, yeah.
You've got two options. You've got to either come over it,
Yeah.
pull it back on,
Yeah.
or you've got
go-
to wrap it round.
That's sort of what I'm...
That's kind of your swing.
Yeah.
Made ridiculously simple.
Yeah.
If your ball was teed up at head height, your swing plane would be totally that way.
Yeah.
You wouldn't take the club back this way for then reroute it and pull it.
No.
Because it's complicated.
Yeah.
This is simpler. This is simpler.
Yeah.
That's all a swing plane really is
Yeah.
if we keep it on plane, life's a lot easier coming down. What we're trying to do here is to put you back on plane, so your downswing, you can kind of freewheel it. Whereas at the minute, it's slightly more complicated.
And that's why I went to you before, and a lot of people relate to this. It's like, it literally depends on the day. I'll get on the first tee, or I'll lucky enough hit a few on the range beforehand, and I'll be like, okay, I'm playing with a bit of a draw today. Or, okay, I'm playing with a straight shot today. And
That's what I've got today.
yeah, and there is some merit in that, I think, like sometimes, but when I get to longer clubs, I mean, it's sometimes okay with 7-iron, 8-iron, and I'll be okay, but when I've got like a 5-iron in my hand, or for some people a hybrid, then it really rears its head, as you're saying.
I think also when you're relaxed, Like if you and I go and play today and we're relaxed, we're having a good time.
Yeah.
I don't think that necessarily shows itself.
No.
I think once you're stood on the first tee of Open qualifying,
Yeah.
and you've hit some balls before, and you've seen today's shot is a fade.
Yeah.
Yesterday was a draw.
Yeah.
You think, this is tricky. I've got out of bounds all down the right today, and I don't quite know where to aim it
Yeah.
now. That's different.
Yeah.
You need a consistency of shape there, and at the minute you've got both.
And I find on the course, I just try to hit it softer and softer because I feel like that. It's weird. I would say literally on the course with driver and with my irons, I know my 7-iron can go somewhere around 165, but if I had like 145, 150, I'm probably going to grip down and chip a 7-iron because I sort of understand how that is played, and that's not a way to play.
No, I think it's a way to get it round, but it's not how you want to play it.
No.
And if you're coaching somebody, you're not going to want to hear them play like that.
No,
for sure.
no.
So I want to show you two aspects at this point. Okay, and what I'm going to do now is an exaggeration of you, and then I'm going to slightly exaggerate the opposite scenario. So from the ground up, in a backswing, as we take the club back, the ankles turn slightly initially. As you carry on back, the knees will turn slightly more than the ankles have. That creates a resistance, there's a tightening.
Yeah.
As I go back now, the hip will have turned more than the knee. At each stage, the force is doubled up. It gets tighter and tighter and tighter, and ultimately the shoulders turn more than double the hips, coiling tighter, tighter, tighter.
Yeah.
Because you're flexible, you're able to turn all of these quite a lot. The problem we have here at the moment is when you get to there, Alex, and you tend to rotate, you over-rotate the knee slightly.
Yeah.
I'm keen today to almost get you to not turn it at all.
Okay.
It's the feeling of not turning it at all.
Yeah.
It will rotate, of course, but it's going to rotate less, and I'm going to ask you to hold the resistance in it, the flex in it, all the way to the top. I don't need you to pinch the knee in.
Okay.
I just want to see if we can take a little bit of the knee rotation out, which will take a little bit of the hip rotation out. And I don't see, in a minute, once we've done this, I'm going to challenge you to get to this point, and I don't think you can. Okay? So it's going to feel like you're retaining the knee flex, but not allowing the kneecap to go past here.
So for people's reference point here, if I imagine splitting my knee in two, at the minute I'm sort of at a point over here.
Correct.
I'm trying to keep it over the middle of my feet.
Exactly that. And whilst retaining the same amount of flex.
To feel this coil a little more.
You're going to feel it. There's going to be some
Anders'
tension.
face now is worrying me.
That's part one for me.
Okay.
For me, that is probably where the problem stems in your golf swing, which takes us offline. The second thing is how you're going to move your forearms.
Okay.
Now, I want to see, we'll see whether you're more left or right dominant in this. I'm going to ask you to get to here, and the forearms are going to rotate like this after the halfway point. So after you've got to here, not earlier than that, at this point, then I'm going to ask you to rotate the forearms this way.
Okay.
That way. It's going to feel like kind of an unusual move to start with. Critically, though, do not let the separation happen.
Okay.
You're going to keep them tight, but you're going to rotate those forearms this way.
Okay.
Once we combine the two, I'm going to challenge you to get yourself in the old position because you get there and here.
Yeah.
We are now going to get there.
So it's going to feel like my club is pointing somewhere over here.
100%.
Okay.
Let's have a go. Now I'm going to kind of manipulate you a little bit here.
Okay.
Okay. Very, very slowly, Alex. Wind it back to halfway. Okay. Can you feel how I'm resisting you?
Yeah.
Keep going now. Let this forearm move this way.
Oh my God.
You feel it?
Yeah, I can't even speak.
Yeah? Yeah. It's physical. Now, where do you think your shaft's pointing now?
It feels like it's pointing at that wall.
Which it is. It's it's opposite of you.
Yeah.
But I really feel if we improve this aspect and manipulate your forearm slightly, you could change it completely.
Okay.
Completely. Let's go again.
Oh my God.
Feel it?
Yeah. And for everybody watching this right now, like, would you say you see, a lot of people not understand like the importance of this?
Yeah. But this here has had an effect on your swing plane here.
Yeah.
Which is then having an effect on this when you're hitting it.
Yeah.
I don't think you're going to change that very easily without starting here.
Okay. So if I go at it now.
Beautiful.
Like for everybody watching this now, this feels so exaggerated. I really feel like I'm almost, I don't want to use the word locking my right knee, but it certainly feels that I am.
It's held, isn't it?
Yeah, it's held.
And if you watch a lot of very physical top players, that's what you see. Watch Charlie Hull. This is almost static, but that's physical. That's an athletic golf swing. But you see a lot of Jason Day's not dissimilar to that. Yeah. Justin Rose, Fowler even.
Was I'm sort of like...
Tiger in his heyday would have been there.
Yeah.
They're physical though. It's a physical way to move. One more time, Alex. Right, I'm going to challenge you now to wind this up to maximum. Tell me where you think you're going to get to. I want to show you.
This feels like I'm as flat in the backswing as I can. Those forearms are rolled as much.
Okay, now let me show you what this looks like. Then we're going to hit some.
Everybody, we need to have a look at this right now. This is going to be crazy. This literally felt, before you look at this, that my club was pointing at that mirror and my right leg was like all, not locked, but held. Gonna look good, this, isn't it? I can just tell. Look how much, oh my.
I love it.
Oh my God.
Now, what we're gonna do next is we're gonna hit some shots. And it's gonna be very interesting to see whether you actually...
Oh my God, look at the difference in that.
It's gonna be very interesting to see whether you actually do this with a ball. What I honestly expect, and you might, I expect you in between the two, which is where we want to be.
But I even look at the difference in the club face.
Yeah.
Like, you could almost say...
stronger.
Yeah, stronger. Like this, I would never have guessed I am that open at the top.
Yep.
Whereas that felt that literally felt to me, I was like this on the old one. Yep. I'm not even thinking about on the left,
and
flattening that wrist, and it's changed it.
It's done it. That's the way you've moved your left forearm that's done that.
The actual feeling I got, Anders, to be honest with you, on the left, was that my face would be, almost felt like I was, at this point here, halfway back, almost fanning it open because of how this was working.
Oh, okay, yeah.
As in terms of like, this.
What's actually happened is it's stronger.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But it just the way I was feeling that, like, because before, if someone had told me to go like this, I'd have been like, obviously across the line and really cut. That's what I would have felt like.
Now what we're going to do is we're going to hit just 3 or 4.
Yeah, okay.
I'm not really interested in what the outcome is at all.
And we said it's a good thing for people to, when they're trying to improve their swing, is that a good thing for them to sort of go, okay?
Result is not relevant here.
Okay.
Just like if you swing badly and you happen to hit a good shot, so if you do your old swing and you flush one now, I'm not going to congratulate you on that. I'm going to be saying, no good, no good. But by the same token, you've got to cut yourself some slack if you hit a poor one, but you've actually moved in the right direction.
Okay.
You've got to be fair with both ways. There'll be times where I, in a lesson, will say, somebody's hit a great shot, and I'll say, no, I'm not happy with that. And there'll be times where you might hit a poor one, and I'll say, actually, I like that. You're this close.
Okay.
So cut yourself some slack on result. This is not about that. This is about this bit. The result will take care of itself.
Okay.
So we're going to hit 3 or 4 here.
Okay.
Purely worrying about the technique itself, no regard of outcome.
I'm not getting too excited, but that just felt like I felt really exaggerated, and I don't want to say I could do it all day, but it felt like I could do it all day.
I like the sound of it. Now, Alex, just to interrupt you, we're only 1 shot in. You are 0.4 right now.
Yeah.
From 5.5 right.
Was that how far I was?
We're only 1 swing in, so let's not
get
ahead of ourselves. But it's an encouraging start. Would you like to see it?
Yeah, go on then, after 1 hit. So this felt like I was not even, oh my God. I felt like I wasn't even moving my legs.
So, this is the new Alex Elliott.
2.0.
Yeah.
Or maybe 5.0, I don't know.
And this was literally 5 minutes before.
Oh my God. How much stronger the face is.
Now, to me, if these guys both hit their best shot, the outcome is probably the same.
Yeah.
If these guys hit their worst shot, the outcome's completely different. That's really what matters here at the end of the day.
You're about improving how good your bad shot.
And this guy's bad shot is better than this guy's bad shot.
So just to give everybody an idea of what I was feeling there, like I was feeling like my knee was staying in the middle of my toes, and like Anders said here, halfway back, I was doing my best to try and point at the wall behind me.
Yeah. The left forearm in particular has
like
rotated this way after the takeaway.
Yeah.
If you do it earlier,
Yeah.
you're going to whip the club inside.
So for just everybody watching this right now, what's the importance? So because people watching this might be their first ever time looking at a golf video, might have a look at a lesson. So you're saying there, if you do this element too early, you will take the club too inside.
It's going to get inside.
So that's why it's very important. Are you saying roughly around hip height?
Yeah, when you get hip height, then you do it.
Okay.
So your left forearm, once you've got yourself here, your feeling is that you're rotating this left forearm like this. We don't actually see it, Alex.
Yeah.
It's a feeling. We don't see that massive rotation left, but what you haven't done is this way, which is what takes you there.
Yeah. Okay. Right, here we go. This is going to be exaggerated again.
Nice. Love it. Beautiful. Now there is one side effect to this, which you must look out for, and that is your swing is likely to be a fraction shorter.
Yeah.
Because it's so physical to get there.
I do feel physical there.
Now, because it is fractionally shorter, the overall time for you to get to the top of your backswing down to impact is fractionally less.
Yeah.
So if your swing feels a little quicker,
Yeah.
it's not wrong.
Okay.
Don't slow it down. Don't think, oh, that feels quick, so it's wrong. It's not at all.
Okay.
It just takes fractionally less time. So leave it. If it feels a touch quick, happy days.
It's fine. So it doesn't matter that it's short, basically.
No, not at all.
Okay.
Not as good, Alex, that one. Shot outcome was okay.
Yeah.
But the top of it, that was more a forearm issue, I think, than a leg issue. Nice. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
I felt like I exaggerated that so much.
It's great. So look, it's very neutral, that. And the shot shape, as you can see, is just neutral.
It pleases me that I know, I feel like I got understanding of that. Okay, if you ask me now, I feel like I'm going to be more sort of fade biased. That's what
I don't think that's a bad idea, though.
No, I don't.
Love it.
That felt amazing.
Love it.
It's a weird sensation. I feel like I know where the club is on the way down now, as before.
It looks good. There's no manipulation of your hands here. You're not having to save it, are you?
No.
You know when good players, we all sometimes will hit a shot that people say, oh, good shot.
Yeah.
And you know, and I know, we saved that.
Yeah,
you kind of last second wrapped the club over on it and got away with it.
Yeah.
But it's a save. That's not what we're seeing here.
No. And would you say, like, as much as this is a drill, is this something that I should take as my swing thoughts?
100% from today onwards. I can't put it this way. I can't see a reason why you would want to go back to doing that.
No. I'm just wondering, like, is it as simple as I can take this feeling and this drill that we're doing right now and go, okay, well, this is what I'm going to do.
This is what we're going to do.
Yeah.
This is, to me, I'm not saying they'll all be perfect straight away. What I'm saying is, if you're playing golf today, you should be playing it like that.
Okay.
And at some point, you have to make a decision before you've teed off and say, well, this is what I'm doing today. And to me, this should be no decision to be made, really.
Feels that way. Okay, let's really exaggerate this one. Really exaggerate the knee and that left arm figure.
Nice.
It's weird because in the past, to get that feeling on the way back, I've like, it's interesting why we're looking at this. In the past, I've really tried to feel like I set this club, but it's almost like a saving way of me stopping going across the line.
Yeah.
But I've always felt it through this arm. I'm feeling it more now through this arm,
But I also think that you're never quite getting to the core of the problem.
No,
and it's starting from here on upwards.
Okay, let's do a couple more here.
Love it.
I felt ace.
I like the look of this. And in the long run, I think you have to be careful because for me, there's only two things really you want to work on at any one time.
Yeah.
And that's you, me, a club golfer.
Yeah.
I think you can move one or two. I think after that, it's too much.
Okay.
The exciting thing is once we've moved one or two things, it opens up a door.
Yeah.
Now, for you, the most exciting thing from my perspective next would be to get your chest and sternum covering it well.
Okay.
And getting your hands really, really in front, compressing it, which will lead us into your wedge play.
Okay.
But to me, this would have to be there first.
Yeah, okay, I understand that.
But then it's exciting because it opens up the next door.
Cool. Right, okay, I'll hit a few more.
Yeah.
Get a real feeling. That felt $1 million, that. Wow.
We'll take that.
I feel like
Feel good?
I feel like I understand where the club is.